Makes a lot of sense. All right, so switching gears, what are some things that you look at when you're looking at evaluating a business and you kind of go down? It's like, okay, this is one of the things that we're looking for that makes us excited. This is one of the things that kind of turns us off. Usually I do the top three. We'll do top four this time, and we'll give you each two. So let's start with things that make you excited when you're like someone contacts you, you're evaluating brands. Everyone's a little bit different. Each aggregator is different in terms of like what gets them super excited. The top metrics or things that you look at that get you super interested in the business. You're like, okay, this is the one. We'll start with Elena. You get one, then we'll bounce it back and forth.
Okay. I always like describe the feeling of just like brand magic, like this magical feeling that you get where you're just like have this really just emotional response to what you're looking at. And so I always look for that. And that's takes you 3 seconds to feel usually. And so you usually follow your first instinct there. And so I'm always looking for that brand magic, and especially if it's an underutilized opportunity, like it's just so much low hanging fruit and so much opportunity. And typically when you talk to a founder, they're right there with you. They're like, I know, I've always wanted to do that. Wouldn't that be so cool? And so I really love to kind of go back and forth with founders on that and look for those reasons to believe and that really that magic that brings brands to life.
Okay, excellent. Andrew?
And, to put like one of the ways that we put data behind that, which is not earth shattering, and I think everybody kind of looks at this, but it's very important to us is product reviews and sort of the weight of social proof. Like we see that as the data signal in e-commerce for that like brand magic and, great product positioning that Elaine is talking about. And so that's something from a more quantitative perspective that we look at on that dimension. And that's super important to us.
Okay. Elena?
I was going to say customer reviews as well.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just, reviews are really important. I think there's so much untapped opportunity typically sitting there as well. And I think, we spend a lot of time in our own brand's reviews, but also in competitor reviews and seeing what people are, identifying as a pain point there as well. So I think for sure that's something that we look for opportunity, and we also look for brand evangelists of the brand that we're evaluating.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah, go for it, Andrew.
Yes. So, this is sort of like an A and a B, but if that's allowable under the rules,
let's do it. These are loose rules. We're not
more guidelines.
This isn't Squid Games here. We're not. You guys don't get the reference. If you haven't seen it, you don't get the reference. Those that understand that have seen it, they'll know what I'm talking about. You'll be okay. It's not gonna.
Okay.
The penalty for not following the rules exactly in Squid Games is literally death. So
okay. As long as we're not in that situation here, I'll bend the rules a little bit. I think we look for a real proven history of growth. And so like the fundamentals of the business are really good. And it's obviously, traffic is a component of that. We look at margin trends. We look at, how they've expanded the line, over a period of years, how much growth is driven by legacy products versus new products, et cetera. But I would say that the part B is that we actually like to see areas that we feel like, we could, that start to get into that scale and sort of enterprise cross-functional, resources realm where we think we could come in and add some value there. And so, things that we do really well, supply chain, sourcing, costing, vendor negotiation, marketing efficiency, et cetera. And so, we're not afraid and actually interested at looking at businesses that, they've encountered some headwinds, and we just try to really look at it objectively and say like, hey, here's what we do really well. How does this map to what, you see as the needs of your business? And approach that conversation from a deal-making perspective as like a collaboration, and try to get to the point where it's, both sides are excited to sign a deal because we believe that it'll make the pie bigger, and we have the right mechanic for the founder to benefit from that, post-close. So I would say, we like to see strong history of growth, sort of predictable growth, but we also like to see opportunities that we feel like we could improve.
Perfect. So to recap, I think there's actually 5. There's brand magic, whatever magic is. That comes in a box somewhere, I guess. You can buy that on your local
It's
book
you know
store
it when
there.
you see it.
You know when you see it.
When you see it.
Reviews.
Yeah.
Brandon Evangelic. Wait, how do you say that? Evangelical? Not
Evangelist.
evangelist. I was like evangelical. That's the wrong word. Wow. Tongue twister. Being able to grow and or having a history of growth. Sorry, and then having something where you feel like you can add to it, where and that's kind of like where your secret sauce can have an outsized return.